All right, welcome to another episode of the wonderful world of impromptu speaking, and today we're going to discuss internal analysis, going beyond the superficial and towards in-depth explanation, because you can't just stop at listing 3 reasons or listing 3 ideas for a certain topic. You have to go sort of above and beyond and really explain yourself and explain your ideas, and sometimes that can feel and be pretty challenging, and so there are ways in which to make that a pretty painless and enjoyable process. So these are the first 3 steps of creating an impromptu speech. First, you choose a topic, then you create these 3 ideas, 3 areas of analysis about the topic which you would like to talk about. And then the next comes like sort of ordering your internal logic within that. The first way you can order your internal logic is through something called the pro-con. The objective of the pro-con is to determine the pro and con of the issues. And then you spend some time looking at both sides of the issues, and then you reach your own personal conclusion. So you think about the pros of an issue, you think about the cons of an issue, and you talk about those things with people. But you just don't stop there. You then go on to explain, from these pros and cons what you ultimately think the best decision, the best idea would be. The next way you can order your internal logic is through something called cause and effect. And it has 2 parts. In the cause, you explain the way things are. It's almost about teaching. You provide the listener with background information about a certain topic, and then you explain the effect, explain the outcome due to the reasons above, or definitions. So an example is, let's say the topic is Jackson is a good school, and you're going to talk about why Jackson Middle School is a good school. Your first reason, you'd be talking about the teachers, the good teachers. So your first, the cause, you would provide the listener with background information, like this is and definition. So this is like you provide definition of what you think a good definition is. You could talk about how Jackson Middle School meets that definition. You could provide examples of teachers and of the way our school runs that makes that provides these good reasons. So the cause of these good teachers. And then you talk about the effect, like what's the outcome of having these good teachers? What's the benefit of that ultimately for the students and for the school as a whole? And so that's kind of how cause and effect works. It's one of my favorites. Chronological is similar to cause and effect. The only difference is a timetable. Chronological is when used when you're making a prediction. So point A is all about the present. Here's what's going on right now. B is in the future, and it's all about what will be. You make a prediction based off your first section. So, for example, like if questions that require you to make a prediction, who will be the next president? Who's going to win the next Heisman Trophy? They want you to make a prediction. And so I've broken it down. So, like, if it was who will be the next president, maybe my 3 areas of analysis are going to be candidates, and then party platform, and then voters. And so within those, I want to use the chronological logic. So, like, let's say voters. We want to talk about voters. So I could talk about present. I could talk about different subpopulations of voters. Like stay-at-home moms, single moms, soccer moms. I could talk about millennials. Millennials are voting a little bit different. They're sort of dissatisfied with the way things are going. And then we could talk. And then based upon, what's going on with different populations of voters now in the present, we can talk about how that will affect the outcome in my second point for my future. I'll talk about how that could possibly affect who the next president would be. And so that's chronological. And you hear chronological done a lot, like in sports, on sports channels. when they, are talking about who's going to win the next game, or, where one coach is going to move to, or where one player is going to move to. They talk about the present, what's been going on with the team or with the player, and then they talk about, they make a prediction about, how the present is going to affect a future outcome. Problem solution. Problem solution is also one of those it's very specific. It's a very specific. So it's problem solution is really only used when you are asked in your topic to find a solution or find a way to address a problem. And so you're really looking for like the wording of a question, like how can we better our economy? They want you to come up with a solution of some kind, like what could we do to lessen bullying at the school? And I'll provide some more examples in class. They've left me at the moment, but it's really specifically geared to the wording of a question. What can we do? You define the problem, and then you outline ideas for a solution. So it's really nice and simple. You say, here's if it was the bullying one, how can we, lessen the amount of bullying at our school, right? You talk about the problem of bullying. Maybe your 3 points would be like in the hallway, in the classroom, and after school. And so in the hallway, you could define the problems that exist, for people who are being bullied, specifically in the hallway, and then outline ideas for a solution. But it's specifically worded to a certain kind of question. And that's the end of the show. And so I'm going to go back because it is on your assignment that I would like these written down and some notes to be taken on them. So we've got pro-con, cause and effect, chronological, problem solution. And let me go back again. And so, yeah, you use these. When you learn to use these well, you're going to become so much stronger at speaking about a specific topic in depth, with a great clarity of thought, speaking clearly about a topic in an orderly fashion. And that's helpful in speaking, that's helpful in writing, and it's just going to make you stronger overall, and that's very exciting. So internal analysis. Get ready to come into class and work on it. I can't wait. Have a good one.